Hi guys, this is GSMDome and I'm here with the OPPO Reno 11F 5G. I know it's a mouthful, but it's the latest mid-range phone from OPPO. It comes with 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage. It doesn't have a charger in the box, but we did get a charger bundled in Eastern Europe here in Romania. It's a 80 watt charger, but the phone maxes out at 68 watts for charging. So as usual for the Reno series, they're banking a lot on a cool design, as well as, well, selfie and bokeh shots, both photo and video. So let's take things one by one. The price should be around 300 euros for this handset, and it's supposed to be one of the official phones for some of the soccer competitions in Europe this year, including the Euro. The likes of OPPO and Vivo have been close to the phenomenon, Champions League and Euro and all that. So OPPO Reno 11F 5G. It's a handset which is IP certified, has a large battery, a pretty large AMOLED screen with narrow bezels, and at the same time a CPU which you may find familiar. It's a MediaTek Dimensity 7056 nanometer, plus plenty of storage and RAM. Now, it's an unboxing, so let's see what this ColorOS 14 device has inside the box. First of all, its very own box, which includes the following. Okay, so nothing else here. That checks out. There's no bundle case. However, in some countries there are a lot of bundles that include something like, well, headphones. You'll be part of a draw to get Euro tickets, special 4-year battery protection. What else? A case, an OPPO band. So yeah, lots of bonuses. Okay, so here we have the quick guide, the safety guide, this cable from USB-C to USB-A, and finally a metal key used to access the slots. In here somewhere, I am pretty sure we'll be able to find the SAR value of the phone. Okay, restrictions, SAR. Specific absorption rate. The guidelines, okay, etc. Restrictions in Norway, service terms, and I couldn't find it. I just see limits here, so yeah, obviously it should be below these values here, something like 2 watts per kilogram. So yeah, it checks out. Anyway, these are the accessories available in the box. Now let's focus on the other box, which should provide you with a fast charger. The trend is nowadays to not get a charger at all, so this one is actually welcome. It's a gallium nitride charger, a new type. Well, not new anymore. It's been invented a few years ago. It comes with its own cable, and this is it, with the Super VOOC technology, and it has this USB-C connector here. So actually, we're actually going to need this cable because in the box you have USB-A connector. We're done with the accessories, time to focus on the device, and we have a lot to talk about. First of all, I'm going to refer to the color. So it's got a shade of green, as you can see for yourself here. There are multiple other colors which are good looking. From what I know, there should also be, this one is palm green, by the way. There's also ocean blue and coral purple. It's a flat phone for sure, flat back, flat sides, and quite slim. And only 7.5 millimeters in thickness without a protruding camera. It weighs 177 grams. The figure 7 pops up a lot here. It's got a matte back with some reflections along the camera area, and also IP65 certified. It can take some dust and water resilience. So flat all around, pretty grippy, and I would say pretty well built for a mid-range phone. Okay, let me just input the pin and we should be about done. Now, aside from that, I would have to say that the finger can reach most areas in the bottom 2/3 of the phone. The top one, well, a bit harder on account of the fact that it's a pretty long phone. Not very wide, but pretty long. I would say it's pretty well built, and I'm happy to inform you that the screen has narrow bezels, which is actually rare nowadays in the times of the Galaxy A's with huge bezels. Now, the screen you're seeing right here, this one is a 2.5D semi-curved glass, so to say, 6.7-inch AMOLED with Full HD Plus resolution and of course 120 Hz refresh rate. I should probably also mention the fact that it's got HDR10 Plus and something called Panda glass protection, which is not exactly Corning, but still protection. It's got narrow bezels, as I said before, and the promise are up to 1100 nits of brightness. Now, inside the phone, you're going to see a CPU you've seen in other previous materials of ours. While it may be listed as the MediaTek Dimensity 1080, it's actually the 750. It's a 6 nanometer octa-core CPU, which was found on other models out there, and it's confirmed here. It was found on the Realme 11 Pro Plus, the OPPO Reno 10, and the Realme 12 Plus 5G. It's accompanied by 8 gigs of RAM. You can expand it with up to an extra 8 gigs via the RAM expansion feature, and we also have 256 gigabytes of storage. There's no love for microSD, and the storage is UFS 3.1. Actually, if I remember correctly the specs, there actually is a microSD. Oh, yeah, so we do have some good news this time around. Now, the battery, you can see it listed here as a 5000 mAh unit with 67 watts wired charging. You should be about done in 48 minutes from 0 to 100%, and you can even use the phone as a, well, power bank because it features reverse charging. So yeah, all good around the battery side. There is no audio jack here because you can see at the top side and the bottom side, and we only have the singular speaker at the bottom. There is no stereo here. Now, the handset provides you with 5G connectivity, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.2, GPS, GLONASS, Galileo, BDS and QZSS. There's NFC here for your payment needs, and apparently even some infrared has been hidden here, possibly here, unless this one is a microphone. The fingerprint scanner is, as shown here, placed quite close to the bottom. Some people may complain about that. Some people actually prefer that compared to the upper side fingerprint scanners, and the sensors include accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass. Now, on the camera side of things, you can see a punch hole here at the top side. It's a 32 megapixel shooter with 4K filming, which is already a big plus for a mid-ranger. At the back side, a main 64 megapixel camera with f1.7 aperture, face detection autofocus, accompanied by an 8 megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture and 112 degree ultra wide capture. And finally, a 2 megapixel lowly macro camera here, and finally as well the LED flash. We're promised some AI features. There is a 4K capture, gyroscope and more, but I want to focus on other things when it comes to the camera experience. So we go here and see some of the options we have. We have quite a few, by the way. We have panorama, time-lapse, text scanner, high resolution, slow-mo, sticker, night, macro and dual view video, which means you're filming with the front and back camera. There's portrait here, but it's not alone. You may remember the bokeh portrait and Bokeh Flare and AI color portrait from back in the days of the OPPO Reno 6. This is the photo department, which is its own flavor of exposure, and video, which, guess what? Video itself has a few interesting filters like AI color portrait and Bokeh Flare, even on a phone that's not priced very high. That's quite nice. We also have this special stabilization, ultra steady, and somehow also this aperture for a different type of video, which we're not seeing this very often these days. And finally, a pro mode for white balance, focus, exposure, shutter and ISO. From what I am understanding, you actually get two modes of blurred background filming, which is quite a bit. Now, this is Android 14 with ColorOS 14 on top, just so you know. And well, it includes some customizations for wallpapers, icons, widgets, layout and transitions. These are the icon ones, quite a few of them. Nowadays you're finding them on OnePlus phones, on Realme phones even, so there's a cohesion here in changing design. And as usual, there are some extras which are welcome here, the special features like the split screen with split view, flexible window, quick launch, which is a set of shortcuts which are achieved if you swipe up from the fingerprint scanner. There's a smart sidebar which can be triggered from here, and it triggers floating apps which will complement your split screen. There's a kids mode and a simple mode. Believe it or not, gamers get their own toolkit. You have here your game frame rate increase, 4D vibration, and quite a few other features. Game capture, managing games and recommendations. Of course, you can manage the phone's resources via the phone manager. You can scan your apps, do some payment protection. You got your tools here, security features, one-tap optimization, and so much more. There's also an application here for relaxing. It's called Zen Space and WPS Office for productivity. I look forward to showing you the photos we've done with this phone because they were taken in Italy as the phone was launched in Milan. So we've taken quite a few beautiful shots here in the mountains, the Mont Blanc mountains here, which are quite memorable and will definitely be remembered for a long time. Also some pretty good food in Milan, captured with the very same handset. Statues, galleries, shopping galleries, and so much more. Okay, so this is the OPPO Reno 11F 5G. It feels like a bokeh phone with a front and back camera. By the way, it can do bokeh flare with the front and the back, so it will be good for, I would say, influencers, youngsters, and people who travel and like to capture themselves in touristic shots, not just the touristic attractions. That's it from us. We'll be back with a full review of the Reno 11F soon. Goodbye.